Ladies and gentlemen, once again it is the Mason and Friends Show, featuring off camera the pharmacist.
Hello.
As well as that dude called you, aka El Juperino.
Hey.
As well as the illustrious poet Trey X.
One time for your mind, two time for your soul. You know how we do.
As well as El Black Handay.
Yeah.
Me, I'm Mahoney, aka Mason. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
What's happening, y'all? What's good out there? I think I want to say I know this one.
Oh, you know this one?
Maybe. I've heard this shit. It's almost like some sad drama shit. It's at the end of the movie.
Ooh, this is definitely a sad drama movie. Like, this is a heavy one, dude. This is a heavy film.
I don't know if I've seen some heavy shit. I might have seen some heavy shit.
It's got Andy Dufresne in it before he was Andy Dufresne.
Nah.
What's the name? Tim Robbins?
Yeah.
Tim Robbins was his name.
Yeah, Tim Robbins.
I don't know this one then.
This is a movie called Jacob's Ladder.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
I have seen this one.
I've seen that one.
Oh, real quick. Happy motherfucking Mother's Day to everybody out there. All the mamas, stepmamas, aunties, sissies, fucking significant female good role models in these lives out here. Happy Mama's Day to y'all.
Baby mamas.
And
That's
baby's
what's up.
mamas.
Right,
Baby's
right.
mamas.
Call your mother tonight, y'all.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I drove into town today and there was like a line of people going to different restaurants and whatnot.
Oh, man, these motherfuckers is packed
yeah.
today.
Oh, all the way through.
That's why I took my mama and my girl out yesterday.
You took them at the same time?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I was going to take her mama out, too, but she got sick, so...
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I took them out to lunch, like a little lunch yesterday. Had a good time, kicked it, and went to do the movie thing today with the old lady.
What movie did you see, Michael?
Shit, that Sandra Bullock joint, Lost City, with her and Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum. It was actually good. It was decent.
How was Channing Tatum looking, huh?
Yeah, does he take his shirt off?
Right.
Yeah, you know he does. They
come on now.
Excellent.
They even
Come on now.
they even got an ass shot of his ass.
Sign me up.
They throw a butt shot in there. Speaking of fucking reviews, though, so I went and seen the new Doctor Strange. That was decent.
Decent.
It wasn't.
The multiverse shit?
Yeah, it wasn't mind blowing.
Decent is it? That's just decent.
Because Marvel dropped the ball on a couple scenes, and I'm not gonna spoil them for anybody until like next week. You know what I'm saying?
So you got a week to watch
You got
it.
a week to watch this shit before I spoil the fuck out.
If you actually care,
You know.
Mike's giving you 1 week. That's it.
Then check this out. So music review wise, Method Man, Meth Lab 3, the fucking album is on fucking point. He didn't miss nothing. That Meth Lab 3 shit, fire. Gotta give kudos to
And
Meth.
by the way, if you are in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, Wu-Tang and Nas are coming to town in September. Go get your tickets now because that show's going to sell out.
That's probably true.
Where are
definitely
they going to be?
Jiffy
Jiffy
Lube
Lube.
Live, which
Formerly
sounds like
Nissan Pavilion.
which sounds like a really bad name for a venue. Sounds like a gay nightclub. And on that note, please give whoever named it Jiffy Lube Live the sweet sounds of the Weather Girls.
It really does sound like a gay nightclub now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a singer that mentioned that at a show. Not a show I went to, but my ex went to that one.
And that somebody said that?
Yeah.
This place sounds like a gay nightclub.
Yeah, and she was right. It did sound like it. Now, speaking of venues,
Oh yeah, you want
This
to talk
has been on
Hollywood
the-
Bowl?
this has been on the mind heavy for like the last few days because everybody's talking about it.
Dave
But we need Isaiah Lee, the person who decided to tackle Dave Chappelle at the Hollywood Bowl, to come to the front of the congregation. We must have a word.
Well, Isaiah Lee never really played football because his form was horrible. You know what I mean? Dave Chappelle was able to he didn't wrap him up right. You know what I mean?
How do you let Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, and Busta Rhymes whip your ass.
But see, that's just it.
You set yourself up for that though by going up there. Like
By sucking at fighting.
Yeah, but also at the same time with Busta Rhymes, come on now.
Well, see,
too much of him is dangerous.
Dave Chappelle and Busta Rhymes got this like comedy concert thing going on. Dave and Buster's. That joint looked like I want to see if I can catch up to that joint right there if they ever come out this way.
yeah, that's supposed to be a hell of a ticket.
Yeah.
But
I think it was a festival they were doing.
yeah, they were doing some sort of like Netflix is a joke festival.
Yeah.
And that
But
was at the Hollywood Bowl.
there was all these cats that are like friends with Dave Chappelle there, and I think at least everybody got one good shot
Oh
in.
yeah.
Like, you know, everybody
They
took a
carted
hit
him
on
out
that
of there.
dude.
He looked like he just got his ass whipped.
It was
They gave him that, man. You run up, get done up treatment.
that's it.
Like where was Chris Tucker the entire time?
Where was Will Smith? I want to see Will Smith get
He's in
smacked
India.
up like
Oh,
that.
no.
He's in India.
Will
At
in
some,
India. He ain't got the time.
He's at some happy retreat.
He went
right
to
now.
India? He's at
He's at one of them Buddhist retreats. Like, you know, he's trying to find himself again. Yeah, he's at one of those, you know.
But I can't knock that. But still, at the same
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
at the same time, Busta Rhymes whipping your ass. I mean, did Busta really put his hands where this dude's eyes could see?
Buster said,
Because he
"Give me
was
some
straight
more."
buck wilding in the place to be.
He wanted all the smoke.
He got it though.
Yeah, and then woo-ha, he had them all in check.
He really got all that smoke.
Buster just been waiting for a moment. You know what I mean?
Buster's been waiting since he shot that. What was that movie where?
Michael
Epps
Myers.
kid. No, the Epps kid got shot.
Oh,
and Tyler got shot at the end.
Higher learning.
Higher learning, yeah. Must have been waiting to whoop somebody's ass.
White boy, wow! You see what I did? That white boy, I just said, wow! He was talking to Ice Cube.
That movie is amazing.
But that
Yeah,
is a good movie. Omar Epps, Ice Cube, Busta Rhymes, Regina King is in that movie.
What's his nuts? Michael
Lawrence-
Rappaport's in it.
Michael Rappaport.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. That'd be somebody else we'd like to get on the show, Michael Rappaport.
Well, Rappaport would be an
He
interesting
would be
get.
interesting.
Yeah, I think he went through his divorce. Now he's back on
Oh, is he
stand-up.
divorced now?
Yeah.
You're thinking Gary Owen.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It is Gary Owen I'm thinking of. Not Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, I thought Rappaport was doing okay with all that.
Yeah, it's Gary Owen.
Yeah, Gary Owen's all right.
The other white guy that's good in the black neighborhood.
And speaking of white people that are good in the neighborhood, salute to Eminem for getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I salute him, but there's Tribe Called Quest. How you gonna knock
How you
him
gonna
out?
knock that, man?
See, but you
What?
can't blame Eminem for Tribe to not getting in. You know what I mean?
It wasn't him that got. It wasn't
Because there's voters. People
yeah,
vote.
it's people actually vote for this.
People know who
Well,
Eminem
people-
is
yeah.
more than they know who Tribe is, which is kind of a
What?
shame in a lot of ways.
That is a big shame.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of the voters have more of an idea who.
I have no idea what Eminem's last album was, but I
Neither
know what
did I.
Tribe's last album was.
Or yeah, I think it's Recovery, isn't it? It was
Neither did I, but that brings me to congregation moment number 2, Ben Zito. Ben Zito has had an issue with Eminem for at least well over 20 years.
Isn't that what's her name's daddy?
Coy Ray.
Who
Okay.
is Ben Zito,
He
please?
used to be the
I don't even know
editor.
his song.
neither do I.
Yeah, he was the editor in
Of
chief
Double
of
XL,
the
wasn't it? Oh, it
Source.
was the Source. That's
Source
right, the
magazine.
Source.
Which I had a subscription to.
Man, I had a
early
subscription to
2000s.
all of them: the Source, Vibe, and Double XL. That was all three of them motherfuckers was my shit.
You probably had a subscription to King Magazine.
Yep,
too.
King and Smooth. I had booty pics all over my wall at my house, man. Booty pics. I had one whole wall just of ass,
Just full of booty.
just full of booty, right there.
The wall just looked like a bunch of dumpers.
Inserts from King Magazine and Jet Beauty of the Week.
Yeah. Nah, one Jet Beauty of the Week pages were too small. You had to have the Smooth and King
You
magazine.
couldn't cover the wall properly with a
Yeah,
Jet
yeah.
magazine picture.
It's not gonna
Man,
work.
just-
And your
Jet
family
Magazine.
had to renew the subscription to Jet Magazine.
Oh man, nah. The Jets were passed down. Like somebody had the subscription, and the magazine would go to one person, and another one. And you just
Would the
keep
name on it
passing down.
change? It was like the youngest nephew or something?
Nah. It just this month magazine came in. You throw down the next month to somebody else, or the previous month to somebody else. A Jet magazine, you had the Booty of the Week or Beauty of the Week. I'm sorry, but it was really Booty of the Week.
So they call it Beauty of the Week, but it was like a picture of a girl ass
In
first.
a swimsuit. Nah, she wasn't ass first. She just in
They
a
didn't do
swimsuit.
ass first shots then, those days?
No.
Nah, not for Jet.
Because
Not
girls
for
be
Jet
doing that on the
magazine.
Instagram these days.
That's-
They be doing they just straight booty out there.
But see, here's the thing with the booty pics.
Oh, yeah.
With the booty pics is, your ass is only going to look like that for a short amount of time. It's going to change. You know what I mean? Gravity's gonna take over.
Every part of the body changes. Man.
Exactly.
Life is change.
Right.
Change.
Like Kanye said in one of his songs, you know, you're gonna be hot for a little bit, I'm gonna be rich forever type shit.
Yeah, right.
That's a very Kanye kind of thing to say.
He said that after he broke up with Amber.
Yeah, back to this whole Benzito thing. You've had a beef with Eminem for well over 20 years. Number one, Benzito, let it go. Number two, nobody knows your music, even I don't.
I mean, really, I've never listened to a
really
Benzino
can't
track.
remember what his shit was.
I never listened to a
Supposedly,
track.
I think he gave himself 5 mics in the source,
I'm quite sure he probably did.
and for whatever reason, that album was garbage.
That is straight bananas.
But he
See-
was going off about, like, man, why is Eminem in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Like, what have you done?
Nobody's ever seen anything major from Benzino for him to have any kind of
all.
attitude as if he deserves the accolades that Eminem is getting.
Well, not for 20 years, especially. I don't even know who it is.
I mean, the guy
20
went-
years
Exactly.
to have a beef? Get over it. Move on with your
And I
life.
don't even remember what their beef was.
He
now.
probably doesn't either. He just
Who
remembers they
knows?
have beef and it's old.
Yeah.
it goes back a ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't get along just 'cause. What do you mean just 'cause? We can't get along just 'cause.
Because I hate you for something you
Right.
did a long time ago.
I decided.
Hold on to it.
That's what it is.
Y'all are
Benzino's
too
like, I
old
decided
to
I
be, y'all
hate you.
too old for that beef and shit. Y'all really are.
Well, I hope he's listening.
There's a lot of people-
Benzino or whatever your name is.
Yeah,
I
Benzino.
hope you make peace in your heart.
Straighten up and fly right. Hey, careful with that can, sweetie.
I'm going to put it right down.
There's a lot of people that are
Put it
too old
right
to be
down.
doing shit like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. They too old to be doing the shit they did.
They are on some shit.
Man.
Stuff they're up to.
And now, like, fans are sitting outside the courthouse.
It's getting crazy, yo.
Waiting
This
for
shit-
Johnny Depp.
This shit is fucking hilarious and sad at the same time.
Well, like, they are definitely sad.
Cause she's fucking acting out in court and acting like he's gonna hit her when she's walking towards him or some shit.
Yeah, right.
No, she really is. She's acting like she's terrified of him when he was like
You ain't
walking
getting
towards
smacked
her.
up in court.
We all know this, but see, she's pulling that fucking white woman been battered card type shit in court. I've seen this happen because this happened to me in fucking court. You know what I'm saying?
Is that how they played you, Mike?
That's how the fucking wench I was with tried to do it. Like telling
Yeah,
the
we
fucking
coming.
judge.
The judge looks at you and says, "We coming for everything."
I was living in the state of hell, the worst life I've ever had. Nah,
If you
bitch,
got dreams,
please.
we want them too.
But fucking, but the shit that they got going out now, where Johnny Depp was fucking doing cavity searches on her for drugs. Now look, I'm
Yeah,
gonna throw this.
he thought that she hid his cocaine in her pussy.
I'm gonna throw this
Apparently.
back. How you was talking about how when she was taking off his boots and sucking his dick, he was looking at her asshole, smelling and putting his tongue in that motherfucker.
You think?
I guarantee it. He was looking at asshole. He was looking booty hole. Hey, come here,
During
Amber.
cavity search?
Yeah.
You think he was doing that at the same time?
No, absolutely, absolutely. He
Man,
put his
maybe
tongue in there.
post cavity search, but not during, bro.
Yeah, he was.
That's
He-
not very thorough.
Mike, you're out of your mind,
I'm
bro.
telling you, that's
you're
what
a
he
really
did.
weird dude. You know, like
And this is what you came up with.
this is what Mike comes up with. Like I sent him an article
Driving
that
by
said,
himself down the road in his truck.
right. That's what he said. He gets an email from me, and it says Johnny Depp searched Amber Heard for cocaine once, an inspection that apparently went in and around her body,
See?
including private areas, at least according to a forensic psychologist.
And
who
he stuck
claims,
his tongue in her booty hole.
and that's where Mike takes that.
Exactly. That's exactly
At
what
some point in time in life, yes, I'm sure he did.
And during the cavity search.
Yeah, Mike thinks it's the same
assume
time.
Right, I would not think.
You're doing cavity searches on her.
He's putting his tongue in her booty hole right then and there.
It's like,
Just like when she was taking off his boots, she's sucking his dick. All right, now I got to cavity search you.
See, now I extrapolated that I believe that she was sucking his dick when she took his boots off.
Exactly.
And that was why she was mad at him. You can't be taking your boots off and sitting here on the couch because I take your boots off, then I suck your dick. You know what I mean? That's the
He's got a
mentality.
cavity searcher and
But-
he's going to toss that salad.
That's what, so you think he's like, I'm going to go down on you and reach all up in here, try to make sure there's no cocaine
Yeah.
in here.
La, 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 la.
I don't think that's how it was working, Mike.
I don't either.
What? Yes, it
That
was.
one seems way less likely to me than she was
I'm
blowing
telling
him
you, he
after.
he at least blew in her booty hole. He did-
Well, what does that actually accomplish, Mike?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
what does it accomplish?
They have a weird relationship. They've had a weird
Mike,
relationship.
I think you have a weird relationship.
With life.
I've
Yes.
seen some,
Yes.
I've seen some odd relationships, but that just takes the cake and then some.
I'm
They're up
telling you.
there, but if what Mike's claiming is true,
If any
it's
of that
even
is
weirder.
almost true, then
If we're talking
we got
crazy,
problems for just listening to it.
because the whole idea just
I mean, really.
it just screams crazy on a scale of this is the crazy scale on a scale of 1 to Florida. Where do they rank?
Oh, they
Johnny
definitely
Depp and Amber
Florida.
Heard are Florida.
They definitely Florida.
They're all day in Florida.
If they were
right there,
not,
smack dab capital of Florida. They there.
if they weren't the beautiful people that they are in the Hollywood world that they are in, they would be Floridians.
Central Florida, right in the
Well,
middle
they're
of it.
already trying to.
Far away from the
They're
water
already
as they
trying
could
to
get.
bring
Right in the center of that motherfucker, man.
They're trying to bring down Amber Heard quick, fast, and hurry, and I'm quite sure they will. Because there's a lot of people that back Johnny Depp.
Well, like, I'm definitely more partial to Johnny Depp than Amber Heard. I mean, he played Hunter S. Thompson in a movie. How am I not going to like that guy, right?
Yeah, and at the same time, a lot of y'all don't remember. Well, of course, everybody here remembers the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah,
He got
yeah.
killed in that,
Spoiler
didn't
alert,
he?
He got.
Yeah. In the bedroom, that's where the blood scene come from out the
The
mattress.
blood comes out the mattress, goes all over
Yeah.
the ceiling.
That was his first movie.
Yeah, and then 3 years later, he was on TV and then did films again.
Well, he's
But
been
see,
around.
all this is just a defamation joint. Like, all he's doing is just suing her for fucking
I'll
slandering.
just go and find out where this courtroom is, because I'll go as like, yo,
It's,
John.
it's right there on Main
It's
Street.
right up in the middle of
Alexandria.
Fairfax,
It's like, yo,
dog.
Mr.
Yeah, it's
Depp,
right, Alexandria,
Mr.
downtown.
Depp, I
right
got
there.
one question for you. What the hell were you thinking when you did Crybaby? That movie was garbage.
That's the question you're going to ask him.
Yeah.
There's a deli right across the
I
street.
dare you to slap me, because they ain't gonna happen.
Mr. Depp, I was curious.
I would want $2 million.
What did they offer you when they offered you the script to Crybaby?
I was like,
Did it
you
come with
left
cocaine?
21 Jump Street for this?
Did it come with cocaine?
It had
In
to.
a jar.
Yeah. Now, did you lose that jar of cocaine sometime later and try
Yeah,
to
it's
find
a
it in
jar
Amber
of
Heard's
dirt.
snatch? Is that where you thought it was?
And don't even try to hit me, because I'm gonna want
Telling
50
you.
million.
He put his tongue in it.
You think he didn't just see, Mike? I don't get it, man. I can't put that together. Like, I can understand, like, what I've read, that it sounds like he was inappropriately touching her, expecting to find cocaine that he somehow, for some reason, decided that she had hidden from him.
Yeah, but if he's doing a cavity search, if he's deep diving in this cavity search, it's gonna turn sensual.
Sometimes
How
I
much
think you're.
search in her ass is he doing with his tongue? First off, second off, if he's searching, why is he tossing? I mean, there's.
He's got to see if the product's in there. If it's been in there,
Well, we
yeah,
can
his
put a
tongue
finger-
gonna go no.
Oh my god.
That would be
Thank
a
you,
finger.
pharmacist. Thank you. How
No.
ridiculous is Michael?
No. So I think this whole thing is ridiculous because honestly, I've had friends that fight like this and they break up like this. And
Yeah.
honestly, they're both fucked up. And they
Yeah,
both
yeah.
did fucked up
They're
stuff.
both-
And that's
yeah.
what the situation is here.
They're both
just
fucked up
rich.
individuals.
And,
Yeah.
and instead of burning somebody on Facebook and posting a passive aggressive message, they just sue each other for $50 million. And now it's a big thing. And it's like, we're talking about this and news is talking about this. I'm like, but we're not talking about anything else that's relevant to our lives.
Yeah, like
You know?
inflation and all
I
that.
don't
Yeah,
give
we
a-
can't talk
I
about
don't give-
Ukraine or any
Yeah, I'm
of that
like,
shit.
I don't give a shit if two rich people are fucking weird, because guess what? I'm weird too, and I wouldn't want any of my old
Business.
drama
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there on public display.
Yeah, the weird
Yeah.
for
things.
some
Yeah, 'cause that
strangers
just
to
gives,
judge
like-
me, because Lord,
That
you
just
don't want
gives
to see that.
ammunition to.
You don't,
That
we
gives
don't wanna go there.
ammunition to TMZ. That gives ammunition to the National Enquirer. That gives ammunition to.
Well, hell, it gives
Entertainment
ammunition to
Tonight.
our asses too.
Yeah.
As well as here
Yeah.
to the Mason and Friends show.
It just seems like bait to me.
We're
It's
not
like,
even
here's
close
a really
to-
exciting thing.
No, it's the smoke in the mirror.
Right,
That's
what it is.
That's
absolutely.
exactly
Like-
what it
Look
is.
over here and don't
We're gonna do
worry
this
about
over here.
everything else.
Yeah, don't
That's
worry
the
about
whole
all this
point
other
of it
shit that
all.
we're
You
up
have-
to.
you
We're
have
not
one
close to
important- one
TMZ
important
quality
thing.
yet.
Yeah, well, maybe.
We will eventually.
We're on it.
We'll get there.
No, I'm trying to get on the Late Late Show because James Corden's finally getting the hell out of
You
here.
know what? Hold on. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it because I've been holding this question since I seen this. Okay, Trey, this is for you, Brother X. Where is your hate gonna go now that he's gonna be off TV?
2 words, Andy Cohen. He's next on the list.
So Andy Cohen now jumps to number one most hated.
He's in the number one spot for the haterade to get all the hate now. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna have the player haters ball right now. So
Well, at least we know where the hate is going now that
Well,
what's his name is gone off the
right,
air.
because like we know that like the Jew unit has at least another year to determine where he's going to send his.
Yeah, his hate comes
Because he
football
hadn't
season.
he hadn't figured out what to do with his hatred of Tom Brady before Tom Brady decided to come back and keep
I
playing.
told y'all he was coming back. He wanted to retire.
and he was right,
He did
you
say
were.
that. You did say that. You did say that.
and you were right.
You really were.
And he ain't done next year. He motherfucker gonna play the league unless he gets hurt. That's the only way he's gonna retire before 45 is if he gets hurt. If he don't get fucking hurt, he's playing when he's fucking 45.
Well, that'll just
Which
be
is like
one more
3
year,
years.
right? I thought he was
Yeah, I
44.
I think he's only 42, I thought.
he was 44.
Let's
It
see.
doesn't matter. He's in his 40s, so he's going to be hurt just by
In
living
football
soon
years-
enough.
in football
So
years, he's a
time
senior
will take
citizen.
care of this for you.
Yeah, all that money. Come on now.
I see him playing at 45.
Poorly.
However old he
I
is
see him
now.
playing poorly till 45.
But he's been supposed to be playing poorly for
Shit,
a while now.
he only
I don't know
has
anything
one
about
more
football.
year.
Oh, he is?
Tom Brady's 44.
All right, well,
yeah.
So yeah, 45. Yeah, that's gotta
45,
be the
it's time
cap.
for you to hang it up.
You gotta get sent out the pasture because if he gets hit by one of these youngins that is fresh in the motherfucker,
this will be his last year. Definitely if Gronk don't come back, it'll definitely.
I don't
be his
think
last year.
Gronk might try to come back. But
I would
doubt
like
it.
to see him continue to play till he's 50, just to watch
There's
this,
no
just to
way.
watch this fool get madder and madder year after year
He
that he's
ain't got it.
continuing to compete. If he's competitive at 48, you're going to be so fucking
I
mad.
doubt that.
If
Your
they're,
blood pressure is going to go through the.
that's what I'm saying. Like, think about it. If
He's
Tom
got
Brady,
a blood pressure monitor now.
Not
though, so
down
he's
there.
fine.
He won't
the
last.
unit does.
He
Yeah,
won't last
I
that
bought him
long
one.
in Tampa.
Good job.
He won't last that long down there in Tampa. Somebody bound to get a hold of his ass.
Hey, look.
In 4 years, someone down there, someone bound to get a hold of his ass.
I don't think so, dude. I think that there's a really good chance that he's moved to a nice tropical climate and he's feeling good.
No, I'm talking
and he's
on
going
the
to
field.
keep banging. Nah, he's going to stay protected. I mean, he could get hurt. It could happen.
What he'll do,
But I don't think it's gonna.
He'll take over and be like, look, I need this person on my line.
I think he's going to wow everyone except for me. Because I'm going to be like, yeah, I expected it at this point.
I think he's
Like-
going to be walking across the street. He's going to walk up on a curb, roll his ankle, and go,
That's how you think he's gonna
I'm old as shit. And he's going to
it's
pretend
gonna
like
happen.
it was a mysterious, they're going to call it a lower body injury. They're
could
just
be.
not going to
So
reference
you're
it.
saying the curb is going to
Listen,
take out Brady?
It could be anything, any sort of slight incline. You got 3 inches to climb.
He's gonna
you're
fall
done.
and break a hip
Yeah.
and be like, how did this happen? They're going to be like, you're fucking old, bro.
That's what
The
happened.
curve will get to him before he does.
Break a hip just walking.
Just, or
Exactly.
ankle or knee. You don't know.
Brittle bones of age will take him out before the NFL.
Yeah,
Especially if he gets
gravity is
hit.
cruel.
If he
Or
gets
if he
hit,
gets hit by one of them young.
telling you.
I don't disagree that he could get fucked up good by some young buck out there, but I do
Depending on-
disagree that he's going to be
depending on the
not
team, though.
competitive going forward.
Depending on the team that he's playing.
No,
He'll
I think
stay in Tampa. He
I think
ain't
he's going to
gonna
stay
go
in
nowhere else
Tampa.
again.
I think he's staying in Tampa too.
Yeah, he's not
he ain't going
going
nowhere else again.
Nah. People they ain't going to look at them as valuable anymore.
Unless someone offers him some like 1 year ridiculous ass money contract.
No,
And
just
still
take
he's-
your money and run.
Could happen.
He still ain't gonna. It had to be a lot of money.
No, I like take the money and run. That's good philosophy.
Take the
Get
money
it-
and roll.
Get it and go.
You're too old to be playing, and you don't need this one having a heart attack.
Well, no. He ain't going to have a heart attack. He's just going to sit there and complain throughout football season whenever Tom Brady does something that he doesn't think he has any right to be doing anymore.
watching football.
So are you out? Are you out now? Like
I was over it last year. Like
I've been pretty over it since the Redskins aren't the Redskins
like I
anymore.
said, I was over it last year. I'm pretty sure I'm
and
gonna be
then
over it again
they
this year.
became, what was it, the Commanders.
I
And
might
that's
just watch
tragic
it
too.
just to see what
I
the
like the
Commanders
Comanches. I like
uniforms
Comanches.
look like. You know what I mean? See what kind of colors they rock. I might watch a game or two of them.
I mean,
but that's about it.
Look,
But here's the
Yeah.
question.
I'm not
Comanches.
gonna front. I'll pay attention. I'm a Redskins fan, so
I'm not watching
if they're doing it, I'll be like aware if they're
And
really
speaking
competitive.
of Washington, what are they doing, like stadium wise? I think they're trying to rebuild like another stadium or whatever it is.
I'm not sure what
They
they're
tried
doing.
to do
wanted
one.
to.
They tried to do one here in Virginia.
See, all right, so this is what's going on with them. Right now, Maryland has the fucking money. And they're trying to keep the team in the shit in Maryland. They're just going to fucking...
They want them to stay where they are and rebuild a new stadium.
They're not even going to rebuild the stadium. They're trying to fucking throw the money to the neighborhood around the stadium. You know what I mean? To fucking get people there and jobs and all this other shit. DC doesn't have... They don't have their pockets right. And Virginia, motherfuckers like, nah, we really don't want it. But
Yeah, we got our pockets right. We
No,
just don't
if-
want it.
because,
If
see,
that
we
happened in
got
Virginia-
Amazon...
If that happened
Amazon
in Virginia,
came
we'd be
through and
having
what's
people
the other
parking in
company?
people's lawns
Northrop Grumman
north of Grumman.
just came in. So now they got some new shit getting ready to pop off out here. So they got these two motherfucking new things
Yeah, because
jumping off out here.
they're building some Amazon Tower place up near
Yeah, up in
Arlington or
Crystal
something.
City.
There you
Yep,
go.
that's
Yeah,
going to
'cause
Crystal
Amazon's
City.
taking over.
And then you got all these
Ashburn.
the cloud basically.
Ashburn.
No, they're all over, bro. I go to these places. They're all over.
I see a lot
these
of them on
buildings
my way
with
to
no
work.
windows. The whole fucking place is just a giant ass warehouse with no fucking windows.
Yeah, it's just
And
for
a,
fucking
and a
servers and
2-minute
shit.
bathroom break allowance per day.
Probably. Yeah,
that's all you need.
It's
Not
the
probably,
cloud.
for real.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
time you.
No
and
workers'
they will
rights.
Come right down on
And
you.
they'll
if
fire you by text.
Yep, and I've had a friend text me and say, "Man, I have a really shitty stomach today. I hope I don't take more than a 2-minute shit." Like, why? Well, because I'm getting written up. Like, you need to find a
Because
new
you
job.
can't take no pictures. Like, I'm supposed to be taking pictures of the back of the truck when I roll, but Amazon will not let you take pictures on that property.
Amazon's dumb as fuck. I can tell you that.
Which makes no sense to me.
Because I applied to drive a truck, and they called me, and they were like, could you pass a drug test? And I was like, nah, I ain't even gonna fuck with you. And they were like, why? And I was like, because I use marijuana. And they were like, well, look, we don't test for marijuana anymore. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. And they go, but if you're in a wreck, we're going to test you. If it's there, we're going to fire you. And I said, well, then you clearly don't understand how marijuana works in the system, do you? Like,
yeah,
that's about as dumb as shit. I wouldn't even take the job.
For it, but if you fuck up, you're going to get tested for it.
Yeah, so Amazon does not test officially.
Yeah,
right.
But they lure you in.
They're going to lure you in. You're going to be there for 6 months. Somebody's going to tailgate you and run into you.
Something that's not your fault.
And then you're going to lose your job.
Of all guilt for workman's comp.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, your neck hurts, you're fired.
I mean, that's how it is in pharmacy. It's like, if you get hurt, if I slam my finger in a door, and I don't tell anyone, because I don't want workman's comp, because the first thing they're going to do is drug test me. It has nothing to do with my work life, so
that's why I'm working
I'll just go home and tape it to the other one.
Oh, no, we've had people show up at work that smell like weed. And
well, that's not why your shoulder hurts.
You also have a statute of limitations.
Half of it.
Like, you can claim that workers' comp later on. So, like, if you wait a certain amount of time and claim it, then they're not going to be able to drug test you and be like, well, you were clearly fucked up when you did this.
I don't know, though, because
There's
they will
a time
say
limit
that they
on there.
didn't. Yeah, they will tell you.
Because they'll ask you, did you first initially, how long did you wait, and then why'd you wait this long?
Right.
Well, like, because I got injured, and then the doctor's office misdiagnosed me. And then they eventually properly diagnosed me. By the time they properly diagnosed me, I had quit that fucking job.
Well, see, that's how you got.
So then I had to go jump through a bunch of shit to prove that it happened at the time that it did. I had to get one of the homies that worked there to come and testify with me at a hearing and everything. So that worked out for me because I had the truth on my side. And so that's one.
That's
one way.
That's one of the loopholes right there.
Like, that was months later that I filed.
Your shoulder's fucked up because you fucked up your shoulder. So
Now, half of it is
softball.
The rotator cuff is a softball, but the fact that my shoulder is lower than my arm.
Was you picking up a pipe that you shouldn't have been lifting up?
It's probably at work. But no,
because you still wouldn't have been gotten that.
And I cleared that up with my boss, with the safety guy. I was like, bro, if I got a guy who possibly could not pass, let's say this guy, I got a guy, right? Let's say this guy gets hurt at work, right?
God.
Are you gonna fucking make this dude piss the cup because he don't like tests?
I told you. I was like, please do not talk to anyone in your company.
Well, he's fine.
Until you have gone, literally, until you've gone to a doctor, you've gotten a diagnosis, you've been chill, then you can go. But otherwise, every single thing, they're like,
well, he said, he was like,
you're
well,
stoned as hell.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know with weed, I don't know. I'd have to double check. And then later on, he's like, yeah, he said that. I said, all right, I'll let him know, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's only decriminalized on a federal level. So if your company,
on a state level.
A state level. So if your company operates in more than one state, it doesn't matter. They will test you and they will use it as an excuse, and it all falls on the insurance companies. That's where we need to be looking. The insurance company sets the inflated prices. They set the drug tests and say we're not going to cover anybody who's smoking weed. It's like,
which is complete bullshit.
Right. Then empty out all of your businesses, because good luck drug testing everybody. You're going to have no employees.
Well, and,
maybe one.
That's the
but
sort
he's
of
not going
thing.
to be the fun guy.
That's the sort of thing Amazon's labor movement needs to work out. Hey, look, you can't drug test us. Fuck you.
Well, they can't keep anybody in there anyway.
They can't because their job situation is too fucking shitty.
Especially when you're on the news almost every night.
Yeah, because that one dude was actually in Congress, the guy that got fired.
Yeah,
he created the union for them, which was actually a smart move.
He was in the White House and everything. He hasn't had a job in 2 years though. He's just been fucking with that shit.
Yeah, but he got the money for the settlement and everything, man. Like fucking, they were supposed to be hiring him back, but I don't think he needs to because they gave him the money for the settlement.
And plus, why would you go back?
I wouldn't. But
why would you ever go back to work with a company you had to sue and take care of you?
He's trying to set up other unions for Amazons and other places.
Yeah, he's going to be a union kingpin one of these days.
Oh yeah.
Like Jimmy Hoffa, though, you gotta be careful.
Yep, go get your throat
Yeah.
cut.
Because
You're
motherfuckers,
gonna wind up in Giant
boy,
Stadium.
Yep.
You're gonna end up
They-
in a barrel in Lake Mead.
these
right.
places don't like fucking them unions. You say unions, like I worked at this one spot, man. You say union, that was a big no-no. You couldn't say no. Like when I was younger working there, the union would be outside, man, handing us flyers and shit. So they end up getting a security guard check and all this shit, stopping the union people from coming. Well, these motherfuckers got slick and knew where we were going for lunch because there was only one place to go for lunch. It was a 7-Eleven down the road. They would put the flyers in the fucking beer cave and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where the fuck we was going.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Smart.
And they're like, all we need is one of y'all to say yes, and we're in the building. All we have to do is get a yes, like vampires. Invite me in, and I'm in the building.
They
with it,
Beetlejuiced you, dude.
Yeah.
And Beetlejuice.
They were
yeah.
Beetlejuicing you.
You said Union 3 times, so it's all over.
That's right.
So fucking
I said union 3 times, boss, and now they're here.
Company would set us down and they'd be like, yo, this is how come unions are bad, da da da. And then, you'd have a couple of us be like, well, if we had the union, we'd be getting paid more. We'd be getting treated right.
That's some
And y'all motherfuckers are fucking us over and we're busting our ass for this bullshit money that we know we can get more here. The only problem with the union is we don't have our voices talking for us. It's these motherfuckers talking
Well, that's
for
the
us.
thing, right? Once you sign in, they dictate to you what you can do the same
Exactly.
way those bosses
You
did.
see what I mean? So
Like,
that's-
it's a tricky, slippery slope.
And then I'm paying these motherfuckers. You got to pay these dues
Dues.
out of your pocket for these motherfuckers to make sure that you're treated right at work. And if you got any discrepancies, that's when you can be like, all right, we're all on strike. We just ain't going to work. You know what I mean? And
If you can get everybody to agree to that.
Right,
Exactly.
and you're not really paying to get treated well because I was union for 3 years.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. My insurance was amazing. I paid $5 for everything. Didn't matter. I had surgery.
Yeah.
$5 copay they charged me. But I worked with people that were terrible at their job.
Yeah.
And I would say to my boss, hey, this isn't a good employee. And they were like, well,
Tough shit.
what are you going to do?
He's a member of the union.
Yeah, and he's never getting fired.
Yep.
See, and that's the tricky angle that makes it such a difficult
Well,
thing to
the
try to
worst-
pass legislatively.
The worst part was I have to move home now, take care of my sick parents. I have to go home, and they said, well, too bad. You can drive 75 miles to Tyson's every day. And I said, no, find me a different job. And they were like, it could take a year and a half, but you're a union, so you are not allowed to work in your profession
Yeah.
at another job for a year and a
yeah,
half.
uh-huh.
And I just laughed, and I was like, well, that's not going to happen.
That's in those
Because I need
clauses.
money, and I'm not going to do that, so come get me. No union thugs ever showed up to beat me up in front of my pharmacy, thank goodness. But I just told them, fuck you guys. I need money.
Yeah.
I know you're protecting people, but you can't prevent me from working. It's
And
a
see,
right to work state.
right.
There's companies that do have that clause in there. Like I worked for a company where it was like, all right, if you ever quit here, you can never work for a company in this
Right.
industry for
And
like
you
X
can't
amount of
tell
years.
me that. You
Yeah.
cannot prevent me as an
Exactly. I'm like,
American
man,
from doing that.
you can
but
kiss
they
my ass with that one because
can.
watch what the fuck I'm gonna do. If I
Yep.
feel like it, this is the fuck I'm gonna
Come
do.
at me.
If
What are you
this
gonna
company's
do?
gonna pay me more doing the same job I'm doing here with you, then yeah, you can kiss my dick. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep on getting it. Get gravel and travel, bitch. Light green, bitch. I'm gone.
And that's it. Hey, you can't stop me from making
Nah,
money and protecting my livelihood. I get it. The benefits were great, but the work environment was shit.
Yeah,
And
and
the
see,
after effect was really
It's
shit.
always a toss up
that's the-
somewhere because you're gonna
that's
lose
the-
something somewhere, regardless of how you
Yeah.
you fuck with it.
There-
Well, and
yeah.
that's the issue, right?
Always a
Is
sacrifice.
What's the proper balance?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, who do you want dictating you what you can and can't do?
And that's just similar to fucking what the fuck we got going on right now everywhere. The workplaces, government, the whole fucking 9 schools, doctors, all this shit. It's like, man, why do we have motherfuckers telling us how the fuck we should be doing what the fuck we want to do?
Because we keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but like, what else can we do?
Yeah.
What else can we do to make money?
What other option is there at the moment? You
If
know?
enough,
hell,
if
you guys
enough
can
people
help
say,
support the
"Fuck
show."
you," then
Yeah.
what are they gonna do?
Right.
And that's the thing. The power relies on a
It's
large
tough
group
to
of
do that.
people saying no. And exactly, it's like, how am I gonna eat while I'm taking a stand? You
Uh-huh.
can't. So
Yep.
they know they have you over a barrel,
Yep.
and it is not gonna be.
And
fun.
even
Not
offering
the
more
fun
money
kind.
to work in some places isn't working.
Well,
Yeah.
because some jobs are so shitty, you just don't want to
Yeah.
do them. Like,
That is also
they're
true.
fucking
There was
horrible.
actually a story not too long ago. I saw this yesterday. there was a story about a woman going off on a Dairy Queen employee because here's the reason why. Because they were closing.
Yeah, sorry,
How
the time
dare you?
came along, you know.
It's like, is a blizzard that important?
Some
Is
people,
a
man.
ice cream cone really that important?
Like, you can't just go to the grocery store and
No.
cop some ice cream there on your way home. Like, they got it there,
Is
too.
it really worth cussing out a teenage employee who
Fuck
cannot
you. I need
control
this
that?
teenager to scoop my ice cream
Dairy
for
Queen
me.
closed.
Well,
Ted?
and those are the
Roughly.
people
Who
who are
knows?
mad.
Roughly, but who
They're
knows?
mad already, though.
Exactly. You can't
they're
win them.
just, They're just pissed off because they want to be pissed off.
Right.
And they
you
need
can't win them
somebody to
over.
yell at, and the perfect person
Well,
is somebody that makes
is a-
minimum wage
is
and
a high
is
school
too
kid.
young to defend themselves. It happens all the time.
Yes, I need to yell at someone without the confidence to yell back.
What is,
Yes.
I was on my way to work on Friday. Stopped into a McDonald's in town to get a cup of coffee. I'm looking and it's like, crew members, $14 an hour. I'm like, number one, I make more money than you guys. Two, why the hell? Then again, I understand you're trying to
That's-
get people in the door.
That's a lot of money for a McDonald's employee.
And then they
Because for a while-
hire you and they immediately cut your hours to like
Oh, yeah.
11 a week.
They cut
and when
your
you
hours,
complain, they say,
they
well,
screw
you're happy
you
to have
over.
a job.
Yeah, we're giving you 14 an hour.
Yeah, how dare you
And that's how
complain?
motherfuckers
Go
actually
somewhere
is.
else.
That's how. That's
and
exactly
that's how
what
they end up
companies
coming
do.
to work for the company I work for.
Well, it's all like that though, because even in the companies that you work for, like the one I work for, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, like, you're lucky to have this
Yes.
job.
Yeah, I can't give the name of the
Motherfucker,
place.
I ain't
but-
lucky to have this job, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're lucky to have me.
I came in at the time you needed a motherfucker and I needed this bitch, so we both helping each other
That's
out. But at
basically
the
how
same-
it works. I
At the
mean-
end of the day, we're both gonna fuck each other at some point. At some point, one of us is getting fucked.
That
And
hasn't happened yet.
Who's
for
taking
me.
it though? You know what I mean? That's all it
Because
is.
the funny thing was, this time last year, I went on that interview. 3 days later, got the job. 3 days.
It can happen,
I
man.
almost flat out told the person who ended up becoming my boss, I'll start today.
Nah, I never did that with a motherfucker, man. Like, yo, if you want this, you got
Like,
it. But I'm a,
I can tell you something.
I told the
Give me
motherfucker.
the job now.
I told the motherfucker it was over at one point. Like, this dude was interviewing me, and I said, all right, well, good luck in your search.
I've done
it's
that,
nice
too.
meeting you. And I started getting up, and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, I'm leaving. Good luck in your search. Nice meeting you.
I've did that on the phone like a couple times with people. When I remember the story I told you about the supervisor job, they're like, yeah, we're gonna pay 55K. I'm like, yo, that's it for nah. That shit don't sound right. Well, we've been having trouble trying to fill this position. You're going to because you're not paying shit. I make way more than that doing fucking less shit and less responsibility. Get the fuck out of here. You need to match. Well, you need to pay more than what the fuck I'm making for me to take this job.
Yeah, you need to give me more for me to take on more bullshit.
Because I understand those roles because I've been in those roles. So you can't tell me. And that's the thing I like right now, because when I was younger, I didn't negotiate my shit. Now I go into places and I'm like, look, this is what I want. Can you match this? Can you do this for me? If not, then we don't need to talk
That's
no further.
exactly what I said.
We don't need
in
to
that
talk
interview.
after this. If you can't do this for me, then all right, we're good. This is why I'm laying this shit out for you. Did you read the job description? Yeah, I've read everything. I want you to read my shit now.
Right, have you read what I've written?
Can you
Yeah.
do this? Can you do any of
Right.
this right here?
Because if you can comprehend what I've written, then
Then
maybe
we're
we can
good.
have a conversation.
But other than that, shit, let's go ahead and cut this conversation short. Nice meeting you.
I mean,
Appreciate it. I'm
right
out.
there in the interview, I was like, look, this place is X amount of miles away from home. You need to pay me this much so that way I can at least compensate on gas and wear and tear on my car.
Yeah.
And they did it. They made it happen.
It's all about asking, really, because there is some wiggle room.
My exact
retail
words were-
and in all
Oh
corporate.
yeah, and all
Yeah.
of it.
But they're
My
so
exact
used to
words.
people saying, "Thank God, give me a job. I will do whatever you want." It's like
My
now
exact
I'm to the
words
point
were,
where,
look
nah,
here, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what's happening.
Like
yeah,
some of the
And that was
cats.
it.
You want me? You better pay to play.
Some of the cats I work with, they was tripping off of it because they're like, "Yo, how'd you come in the door making this, motherfucker?"
Why you
told
tell them what
that's
you were
I
making?
wanted.
You shouldn't have told them what you were
I
making.
don't really give a fuck at
I'd have been
all.
like, nah, I ain't telling you shit,
Because
dog.
fucking, they're like, "Oh, I make this." I'm like, "You only make that? Like, why? How'd you come in the door and you got more credentials than I got? You're only making that? You didn't negotiate your shit? Like,
You know what they say, man? Closed mouth don't get fed.
exactly. And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers didn't say no shit. You need to
Right.
negotiate your motherfucking
You should have
contracts.
negotiated in the interview.
That's all you got to fucking do. And most of the time, most companies, they'll sit there and they'll listen and be like, all right, cool. We see what you can bring to the table. We'll work with you. Others will be like, you're just too much. Okay, that's cool. Holler at you. And then fucking turn around and get a call back from like, yo, we thought about what you said. I think we might be able to do this, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Well, too late now. I've already done this. So
Yeah, you set
you
yourself
missed
up.
your opportunity. Yeah, I mean, I'm not stressing over shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not this young kid anymore, like fucking scrapping for some shit now. You know what I mean?
For me, I was like, I'm almost 40. I need to be making X amount. Let's make it happen. And sure enough, they did. The rest is history.
Shit.
Right on. And with that
My
said,
shit don't do work like that.
well, they tell you what, but you making more money
But
than
you-
everybody.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of shit. It's like on government jobs. It's like you get paid this. Don't matter with every
Take it or
trade.
leave it.
Well,
with
yeah, but
every
see,
trade. And
you
then
get that.
not government jobs. It's still there's always like a going rate for this person or this person
Yeah.
or this person. You know, like.
But you worked yourself up to that spot.
Well, that's even going in. I mean, even a floor sweeper is only supposed to make, this much, or labor or whatever. You know, what I mean, it's only supposed to be making this much.
Do you have a position at your job called floor sweeper? Just a guy who sweeps the floors?
It'd be a labor.
Labor.
But they make
would
him
be
do more than just sweep
correct
the
term.
floor.
And everything that requires not a hand tool. He can't carry, like, he can't,
No,
he can't have a
any
hand tool.
A
non-skilled.
broom is a hand tool.
He's a non-skilled laborer.
Yeah, unskilled labor.
non-skilled. So he can
unskilled
sweep.
labor.
no,
trash.
sweeping is skilled.
It is, but
I've literally hired 20-year-olds who come in and I go, hey, can you sweep the floor? And they say, how though? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Then
They're
you
like,
gotta go.
I don't know how to use this. I'm like,
Right.
Time for you
I've
to
had
go.
girls that call it a sweep.
Time for you to
They don't even call it a broom. They call it a sweep. I don't know how to use the sweep. And I'm like, well, guess what?
You gotta go.
Today
Gotta
you're
go.
going to learn.
Like that's.
or you're gone.
I don't think I'm
it's the
hiring.
this motion, you
Like
know?
I think that would be a thing to ask at the interview.
well,
Hey, do you know
it
what that is?
now, for sure.
Oh yes, that's a sweep. Do you know how to use the sweep? No, I
have
do
you
not.
seen this
Next.
instrument and do you know what it's for?
We'll be in touch.
Can you mimic the motions? Can you make this dirt be in a pile over here? I'll clean it up. I don't care. Just swish it.
Yeah,
Use the
swish it
sweep.
that way,
Use
swish
the
it this
sweep
way.
and swish it this way.
Nah.
But still, no. They just
You
they
gotta
can't.
go there.
That's some pathetic shit.
I don't. Yeah,
go.
I
You
don't
gotta
get the
go.
final call. Or all
Let's
these
start you
ladies
off
would be
as a
gone.
greeter
Yeah,
at Walmart.
I'm shutting that down. You're
Yeah.
not coming in any further.
You're gonna say hello,
We're
welcome
done.
to Walmart.
Even a greeter,
Yeah.
I feel like some of these chicks would be like, "What's this three-legged wooden platform I have to sit on?" Well, that's a
Bitch.
stool. Like, just sit your
Even
ass
if she
down.
could,
I've
fuck
never
that.
seen it
I leave it
before.
sitting there and you figure that out. You figure that out.
Right? These are the kinds of things. If you don't get it, like I can't fuck with you. Like,
It's like the post. If you don't get it, you just don't get it.
well, it's like when people
Wow,
talk
that is
about
that is a dated reference.
like
Yeah,
make
yeah.
somebody read.
Sorry
you
about
know,
that boob
before you go
bump.
out with them.
It
You know
keeps
what I mean?
happening. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm just gonna ask someone to read out loud if I'm ever hiring. If I have a job where I'm hiring
Just-
people.
yo, you
Well, let
know
me
what's
ask you
funny?
something. I need you to read that shit out loud.
You know what's
Also,
funny?
there.
ask people the date. Like, can you tell me the date? I hired a kid. Apparently, the law changed in pharmacy. I can hire a 17-year-old. I didn't hire him. He shows up. He doesn't know the numbers. He came to me. He goes, "Hey, what number is March?" I was like, "What do you mean?"
Are you serious?
Oh, my
Listen, I'm not. This is.
Yeah,
I
I
was
believe
blown
every
away.
bit of this.
I
I
felt
believe
like
it.
I was tripping balls. And he's
Because-
so nice and adorable. But he said, "What number is March?" And I said,
Look.
"What number?" And he goes, "Yeah, like, what number is it?" And I'm like, "It's 3." And 4 weeks in, I told this kid, "Look, I'm giving you homework. I know it's a retail job. It's your first job, whatever. But if you don't learn the dates." Because you just got out of high school. Don't you have to write your date on top of the
No,
paper? He goes,
no, not
he
now.
said, we
Not
don't even
anymore.
use paper
They
anymore.
don't. It's all
I
digital.
felt like a decrepit, like the crypt keeper,
It's
just
all
withering
digital.
with age. And I had to tell a child,
Jesus Christ.
please learn the months, because he asked the patient. She
Like,
said
do
her
you
birthday,
need to go
and
back
he
to
said,
school?
What
But,
number
yo,
is that?
this is real
Tells me
shit.
in numbers.
That warehouse I was telling you I used to work at when I was younger, when I was first hired in there, you had a math test and a spelling test. That's what they gave you. You know what I mean, to get hired.
Sweet.
Because
Yes,
look,
make it standard nationally.
they wouldn't
Yeah.
hire you unless you was either married or in the military. Me and this one guy, we were the first 2 kids fresh out of high school hired in this place, right? Everybody still had to take this test. Over time, they stopped using that test. They said it wasn't ethical for them to use that test, right? So when I got hired back at this place again, a few years back, the people that were there, and I'm looking at these young kids. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers can't do basic math, and they can't read the fucking labels.
See, that's what happens when you don't
And
have
I'm like,
standards.
yo, and I used to ask the managers that used to be there, I'm like, yo, there used to be a test these motherfuckers had to take.
Right. It's not.
A lot of these
ethical,
motherfuckers
though.
can't read. I
It's
said,
not
matter of fact, look.
To give it to everyone.
I said, go get one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, and have them read the first 5 pages of that book.
But,
Out
let me
loud.
ask you,
Yeah.
if you're going to have a guy in here sweeping the floor, guess what? I don't give a shit if he's going to read Dr. Seuss to me. Like, I want him to know how to use a sweep and do a great job. And not everybody is
The
good,
fact
is good
that a
at that.
motherfucker
And that's
calls
why
it
that
a
test is not
sweep.
But
ethical.
if you're getting hired
But
to simply sweep the
here's
floor,
the thing. That's where you have to break people down into categories, and that's where it starts getting weird. It's like a weird, Brave New World scenario where you're giving people designations, because if you're coming in to sweep the floor and you're going to do a kick-ass job, I don't give a shit what you read as long as you're a good person, you show up, and you can sweep the shit out of that floor.
Yeah.
But if you're selling people drugs and putting
Right.
prescriptions in,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the very first
Right.
literally the very first day we had a lady come in, she poured the pills in her hand, and she used the spatula to count them into a bottle. I am not joking. My boss was
Damn.
like, "Are we being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher?" Yeah, this is how
Yeah,
bad it
yeah.
is. He's like, "Is Ashton Kutcher gonna come out and talk some shit right now?" And I'm like, "I don't know what's happening. I have to tell this girl, you can't put people's prescription
nah.
pills in your hand and count them." But
Do you realize what you're doing?
Yeah,
she
you've
should have
tainted
taken
all
a
of those
test, and
pills.
she should have been rated as a sweep. Like,
But
you're
right.
a freak now,
Yeah,
girl.
But did she have a degree in pharmacy?
She was in, yes, this was a student, so she was in pharmacy school. They go through rotations.
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
what people normally in the industry
I'm
consider
telling you.
free labor.
Look,
Normally we give them projects.
I've
I don't want
never-
you to be cheap free labor.
I've never done pharmacy work,
It's
but I have seen
wild.
people putting pills into bottles not using their hands. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure
because that
at the
is
very
normal.
least I could.
Nobody has ever
at the-
ever done it except this one
At the
chick
very
in the whole
least,
history of the world.
I am sure I could do that right out the gate. Like if you brought me in, I might not know exactly what to do, but I'll bet you I would have that covered.
I
Like,
bet you would
no
be smart
problem.
enough to look at the person to your left and your right and
And
see a
see
little
what they're
plastic
fucking doing,
tray
yeah.
with the spatula where we count by fives. And I've literally said to you the phrase, "Hey, make sure you count by fives." But I don't, I didn't think I would have to add the part where it said, "Don't count by fives in your hand." Your human hand that is just getting your skin cells all over. Like,
Yay.
would you want that? That's all. I don't know.
I don't like it when someone I know hands me a pill.
I don't like when people touch anything that's going in my mouth. That sounds bad as soon as I said it, but
I was gonna hit you with it, but you got it. Yeah.
I knew it. It was too late to stop it. Sound travels fast. It's just physics.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that
shit.
said, we're gonna have to bring this
Look at that
episode of
Johnny
Mason
Depp
and Friend show to
syndrome.
a close.
Boom. The end.
Yeah, watch out, Johnny Depp. But we'd like to thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We would like to encourage you to be nice to people that look like you and be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
A little bit spot, a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving forward.
Protect your mental health and wealth, and protect your energy.
It is Mental Health Awareness Month, so man, look, go out there and check your shit out. Sit down and talk to a therapist, man. It's not gonna hurt
That's
you.
all
No,
month. That's all
please.
month, right?
Please.
It's all month.
Just one time.
year,
Even if it's
365.
just one time. Go talk to a therapist.
It
Just
is
to
worth
see.
it.
What's
Yeah.
it gonna hurt?
Yeah.
Let's
It
break
will
the
help.
stigma.
Don't hurt yourself. Shit's fucked up. You hurt everybody else too.
It's really good to just be able to figure out how to sort your shit.
Yep.
Yep. But yeah. So anyway, thanks again for listening. Don't forget, we love you very much.
Love y'all.
We believe in you. You can do it.
Hey.
And peace be with you.
We out of here.